Hello, and this is LSD days days 5 and 6. Days 5 and 6. It's been a while since I have done some good old fashioned LSD. You must be the creator of this, um, thing. I see. Mm-hmm. Well, that's nice. Excuse me. Hmm. Uh, how should I go about this? Well, for one, yeah, that was real dynamic. For one, it's been one hell of a couple of days. And let me tell you, the stuff I have been thinking about for the last couple of days have been just moderately insane. Moderately insane. I mean, we live in a world in which just about anything can become the next big thing. You could be on a social media site and you're part of a huge global network. For most of us, we call it the internet, with its many traffic sites of your Facebook, your Twitter, YouTube, and possibly some other stuff that I can't even seem to get off the top of my head. And then when you join a group, and there are plenty of groups that can be found on Facebook and or Twitter or any other social media website, you will find some of the most dedicated, if not avid, people in the group. Take, for instance, when I'm on Facebook. I'm in 3 groups. One, of course, is a gaming community because sometimes I want to share what I'm working on in the gaming community. Another is a tokusatsu network. Well, not network, but it's a tokusatsu group that I'm mainly joining. And man, you talk about people who are just avid. My God. I'm not saying anything bad, but my God. You have people from all walks of life. That are technically just technically for the life of me are just really, really avid. You talk about Kamen Rider, oh shit, they will start listing how many shows in the actual series they've actually watched, whether it's from the Showa age or the Heisei age, or maybe even the Neo Heisei age. And right now they have this 30-day challenge. You can do it however you want to do it. You can technically talk about anything Kamen Rider related. But it's not just Kamen Rider related. They talk about Sentai and Ultraman and Metal Heroes and whatever else that deem fit, And it makes me think, it really makes me think. If we're this avid about Kamen Rider, which to me I don't mind, it's just I haven't been able to watch much of anything because work. I haven't really been doing much of anything other than work. And let me tell you, there's another group I belong to. Well, I could say they're split because one is about anime in general and one is about a certain series. One is an Anime Expo group, in which they talk about anime stuff in general, which I don't mind. But then again, like I said, I'm barely trying to watch anything. I basically save most of the stuff that I watch on the weekend, like Friday to Sunday. Whether it's online or it's from my collection. That's what I try to do. I really haven't been doing much as far as, say, what I have been doing. And really, me doing this, I said, well, I figure well, if I do this, it's going to be for 30 days, so I was sort of worried about that. I am kind of sort of worried about so many other things. And I cannot stress enough how much I feel worried. I mean, there are those who, I mean, it's stuff I've actually been through for the last couple of days. It's just been, one long ass trip after another. I feel in this age that we kind of live in the age in which we are like what we used to like as a kid. It's really happening. Like we watched anime when we were kids, in which we didn't even know back in the day about what it was originally called. It was just something we watched, and we found that was entertaining. And now that Hatsune Miku is now a thing, people actually think, oh, it's music. First off, Hatsune Miku is pretty much a hologram. It's a Vocaloid. I'm sorry, but how is that even considered music? I mean, it's a state of opinion of mine. But really, how does one think that's music? I don't think that's music at all. I mean, it's like I'm hearing gurgles and whatnot. I mean, I've watched Macross Plus. I'm sorry, but that has music far beyond that of Hatsune Miku. I could listen to Daft Punk and call that music. I know there are people out there saying, how dare you say that about Hatsune Miku? She's my waifu! Yeah, that's nice. That's nice if she's your waifu. But she's your wafu. If she's your waifu, that's fine. That's dandy. What really gets me about this generation is that they would deny saying, oh, I'm not an otaku. Listen, if you happen to like anime as the next person, and you want to own most of what you find at anime expos across the US, you're welcome to it. I'm not gonna fault you for it. I'm not gonna say you shouldn't be doing this. But honestly, saying that you're an otaku is a bad name. Actually, no, it isn't. Because you forget, we live in the U.S. and the equivalent of an otaku is, I know I say it differently, like otoku or otaku, but it's otaku. The difference between there's no difference between an otaku and a nerd and a geek. They just say it's terrible because one person made it look bad. But when when you're slightly obsessed with something, and you want more and more and more of it, you like anime. That's fine. That makes you an otaku. I don't want to call myself an otaku. Well, then you're still the same. You're a geek. You're a nerd. You're a dweeb. You're, what we've been called throughout years and years and years. Only because of one thing. We're smarter than most people. We know we're smarter than most people. That was the only reason why we've been picked. That's mainly the whole reason why we've been picked on for so many years. Because of the fact that we're smart. Often we're looked down upon because of that realization. And you know what? I went through that. I went through that phase. I still consider myself an otaku. And I'm proud to say, yes, I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. I'm an otaku, okay? Yeah, so what? So what if society can't understand why I am the way I am? I don't want them to understand. I'm different. I'm glad to be different. I happen to like some things that, come off as, unique. Because if you are different, that's a good thing. I mean, nobody wants to be the same. And nobody should have to be the same. It's just that simple. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about being different. You can like so many other things and nobody would really judge you. Or hardly anybody would judge you. We question why, but that's about it. We don't go as far as say, hey, we don't allow you to like this. I mean, we've been given free will, which I think is probably the best thing we've ever been given, free will. As long as we have been living on this planet, that's the one thing we have that can never be taken away from us. There's some people out there who can't really talk about this stuff because you think you figure it's going to go religious. Yeah, I like to say that would be an issue there, but if you don't have the goal to say anything that is on your mind, then you're technically depriving yourself of that freedom of speech. that all important freedom of speech. I mean, in my line of work as a writer, speech is very important. I mean, as an author, it is very important to, not only write down your ideas, but speak them as you are doing so. And there's nothing wrong with that. I, for one, don't mind. Writing on what I think. These days, though, I've been having issues trying to get a good idea going in my head and put them down to paper. If I really think about it, it's not easy being an author. It's not easy making a story either. Because within creating a story, you have to basically put everything that you know about this story to paper. You have to list what'll happen in story, how you can make it work in your story, and everything like that. I would even tell my students that, if you're going to go into writing, then I would say you practice first. You practice on what you're writing on. You practice until you get better at it. You start small, but you move up. I would also need to point out that writing requires, I would say, 60-40. 60 on the imagination, 40 on the actual paperwork. Because you can imagine up a great deal of work, but if you don't put it to paper, it's really not gonna mean jack to shit. I mean, on my last video that I spoke about, I did mention the gamer community. So first off, I think the real problem is how should I say this? We get inspiration from the wrong type of people. Let's players especially, because there are many top names out there that most people would want to follow after because, oh, he's popular. Or if not a Let's Player, then a reviewer or something like that. I mean, yeah, I review games sometimes. I not only review games, but I review movies. I review, I rarely review books, but whatever that, people would want me to do, or I find interesting, I do it. I mean, hell, I only got one guy who basically tells me, I'm the inspiration for what he does. And that's Deluxe. That's the only person that I hear that tell me, that I, along with Ryu, do inspire him to do video games. I rarely get to hear that, and like I said before, that's a good feeling when you can actually inspire somebody to do what we all like to do, mainly play video games. But as I said before, the real problem in the LP community is that we sometimes find the wrong people to call an inspiration, or to or to become, I want to be like this guy. I want to be like PewDiePie. I want to be like Markiplier. I want to do games like this. I want to hang out with them. I want to be like AVGN. I want to be like Irate Gamer. I want to do the same stuff that they do. Or it's such nonsense. Yeah, I know what you guys gonna say. AVGN's not a bad guy. True. He's not a bad guy. Nor is Irate Gamer. But the thing is, they go by persona. They go by their personas more than they go by their actual personage. Then again, like I said, I think the only reason why they do it is because, it's the sub count thing. It's the views they get. Oh, they can make money off their videos. Well, I said this in a Kamen Rider the group. I said this in the Kamen Rider group. Well, actually, it's a Toku group. But I said this once, as we were all discussing about Kamen Rider. I said, well, if you really think about it, if you took away all the things that made the series awesome, it's like if you took away all, with Heisei, let's say this, if you took away all the upgrades, the different forms, would he still be called a Kamen Rider? I was just basically saying that. I would say the same thing as an LPer. If you took away all the fame, the mindset of the views and the number of people you get, and you thought more about the game, would you be any less of an LPer if you didn't think about the view count or how many subs will, come by your channel? I had many people leave, and some do show. There's some people that do subscribe to my channel. Some leave, others might leave because, the channel. But I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a terrible thing if I lose subs. And I think I pointed this out. And for a moment there, my heart really did jump when I heard of that. It's not the game, it's what you hear that gets you more. But as I said before, if you didn't if you didn't really think about subs, views, and everything else, and you just enjoyed doing the content you did on your channel, it shows. Because my friends sometimes, they will worry about, the sub count, views and everything. I was sometimes worried too, but I had to remind myself, I'm not doing this for subs. I'm not doing it for a view count. If somebody shows and they like what I do, then that's good. If I get a comment about a game I've done or, what I happen to like during my spare time, then that too is good. I'm not really worried. Because like I said, if you took all the upgrades, if you took away all the fame, everything else, would you be less of a person if you didn't have all that? It's like people just really like, oh, well, you say you don't want a heisei writer? I never did say that. Because personally, I like Showa. I like the Showa era of writers. Because the thing is, they have one thing that we really lack in this generation. That's guts. It's guts, determination, the fact that you keep on going regardless of what happens. You have to fight, you have to fight tragedy. You have to fight sadness. You have to fight, your own personal demons. You have to fight for what is, right in this world. what's innocent, what's pure, and everything else. I mean, I could say that about the Heisei, but the problem with the Heisei writers is it's so freaking convoluted. It's like, even the stories, I would have to watch, like, say, Kamen Rider Kuga, Agito, Yuki, Fives, Blade, Hibiki, Fours, Gaim, Deno, and O's, I would have to watch all that just to understand that. And just to understand, the Heisei side instead of the Showa side. I'd rather start first with Showa, thank you. Then work my way to Heisei. Neo, I might give it a chance, but I'm not pressing my luck on it. Like, to me, I'd say, my major issue is just trying to understand the story. Like, okay, what's the reason why you're a Kamen Rider to begin with? It's the same thing as, say, a Let's Player. Why are you a Let's Player to begin with? It's because you like to, make your own content, you enjoy playing video games, or you want people to notice you. And the thing is, being a Let's Player is not that easy. Because, for one, you have to really put some thought into what you do. I'm serious. You have to really put some thought in what you do. You just can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to be an LPer." You can say you can be an LPer, but what's going to be on your channel? And the real problem is, everybody's doing the same exact thing. And I mean, what's the biggest thing on YouTube right now? Minecraft. Everybody got to do motherfucking Minecraft. I don't see the point in that. If it's not Minecraft, it's Kerbal. And if it's not that, it's something else. And I'm sorry, but I think that's the real problem right there. Everybody wants to do the same damn thing. Me, I don't like doing whatever everybody else likes. I just like doing what I like. I like showing off games that no one has ever heard of. Like, if there's a different version of, say, Tales of Fantasia, or Fantasia, then yeah, there's gonna be someone playing the Super Nintendo version. Another person can play the Game Boy Advance version, and then there's somebody else who can play the PlayStation 1 version. Now that wouldn't take away from anything else, because everybody, plays a game differently. But I think that's the problem we have now. Too many people are doing the same damn thing. It's like, if it's not Minecraft, if it's not Kerbal, then it's Destiny. And then you have people talk about, this game was the shit, this game was this game was that, this game is awesome, this game sucks, this, everything else. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to share your opinion. But But do you have to play the same damn game that everybody else is playing? I mean, we already got over the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and no one has actually used an actual bucket. And plus, think about it, it's for excuse me. It's for a worthy cause, yes. But everybody who is anybody excuse me, that did it, that was on YouTube and did it, they only did it just for a couple of views. If not a couple of views, then it was for something else. It's a lot like streaming, you know. If one person streams, then somebody else is going to stream. One person does 5 hours. Another's going to do about 8 hours. Now I have 3 friends who actually stream. One is Big Fatty Plus. Then Ryu from Breath of Fire, and third will be Magma WK. Now these 3 really do, you know, stream. Well, the only 2 that are still in circulation are actually, you know, they actually still stream, and that's Big and Ryu. Mag doesn't really do much streaming as of late, because of work, and that's understandable. I mean, the thing is, they all work. And when we usually have get-togethers, it will usually be you know, the normal crew, like it be myself, Ryu, 40, and we're all around Skype every Saturday night, or rather every Saturday evening. We crack jokes on Big because, well, he's a friend of ours, so therefore, you know, whatever he's doing, we just find some, you know, funny parts to say about it, whether we're on mic or not on mic. Whether we're in chat, you know, in the stream, or we're talking amongst ourselves in Skype, it doesn't matter. And every Saturday, that's the only time we do actually get together, and we actually play games together, you know. We actually play games like Gauntlet, Borderlands 2, Killing Floor, Left 4 Dead, I don't know what else we play, as long as we all get together. And yes, even Sheena is added to the group every so often. And sometimes you skip because, well, she is part of the group as well. I mean, there's a count of 8 of us. Last I remember, there's a count of 8 or 9. I do believe we're up at a count of 9, though. Usually that is the case with, you know, us just going through, you know, whatever, you know, whatever we go through on a weekly It's usually, we get together, we play a game, chat, shoot the shit, that sort of thing. But I really wouldn't worry so much about the stuff, for me personally. I mean, there's some people who stream for like maybe more than 8 hours. I can't do more than 8 hours. I got other stuff I need to do. I have videos I need to make and everything. Videos I need to make for my channel. Watch because I'm just, interested in certain series. And then, there's other stuff. But, that's how it is sometimes. I think I'm going to stop here. And the next part, which I am going to really just take care of another 2 days, I'll just have something else to talk about. So stay tuned. More weirdness. That is LSD. Right after this. Excuse me. So with that, this rondo of weirdness will continue right after this.